Well, dozens of Hawaii runners spent the past few months training and preparing for this major marathon. The excitement, the pride, the sense of accomplishment are out the window. Sorrow is what's left behind. KITV4's Paul Drew has talked with Hawaii runners who are all too close to the tragedy.
Among the crowd of 27,000 runners, there were 57 athletes from Hawaii who qualified for this race.
Everyone wants to run the Boston Marathon. It's one of those things you want to do if you're a runner.
Michael Kasamoto finished his 8th Boston Marathon and then just minutes later heard the blast.
It sounded like two cannons, like the Honolulu Marathon type of cannons.
While finishers heard the explosions and saw smoke, many didn't know exactly what was happening.
There were some of our friends still on the course, and we didn't know whether they were affected by the blast, or we didn't know what's going on.
When they said it was by the spectators, I immediately thought about all the people that would be waiting to cheer people in, and so it was scary. At that point, I started to panic because I wasn't sure if my husband was in that area looking for me or waiting for me.
It is very shocking. I mean, I'm kind of in shock too, actually.
While the explosions happened in Boston, the shock of that event has also rattled runners here. At Runner's Room, Mallory Heller, a marathoner herself, constantly watched for updates on the TV as she worked.
It just made me think of all my friends that were over there and if any of them were running, so I immediately started trying to contact all of my friends that were running the race and everything, or even their friends that were over there, so it was just like really scary.
Hawaii runners in Boston said they didn't think these blasts would stop them from running this marathon in the future. But other athletes said this event will give them one more thing to worry about on race day.
I mean, after seeing something like this, I mean, it kind of makes you a little more nervous, so it's really scary.
In Honolulu, Paul Drews, KITV4 News.
Like those of us here, Hawaii runners in Boston are waiting to hear from their friends to make sure that everyone's okay from the islands. They're using text, phone calls, and social media to try to connect.